this is Alex Swallow, the influence expert at theinfluenceexpert.com. I want to talk to you today about how you can help other people grow their influence. Now, quite a lot of my work is around helping you to find your influence, helping you to grow your influence so that you can have more of an impact on the world. But an important part of growing your own influence is to help other people grow their influence. So, why is it that it's important to help other people to grow their influence, and how can you practically do it? That's what I want to discuss today. So, I'll start with the why first. The first reason is that even if you were looking at it from an entirely mercenary perspective, which I don't recommend you do, about how you can grow your own influence, helping people to grow their influence is a great way to grow your own for all sorts of reasons. For example, if you help someone to grow their influence, chances are that if they become more influential, that they'll remember you too and help you then to grow your influence. Also, if you can go on a journey of growing your influence together, then a rising tide carries all boats. You'll both be able to improve the influence that you have on the world. And when I say both of you, it might also be a large amount of people. So you'll all be able to help each other. So you reaching out and helping someone else grow their influence could be a really good way for you to grow your influence. So that's one reason to do it. The non-mercenary version, which I think is much more important, is simply to think about, firstly, what is it that you want to really achieve in the world? What is it that's important to you? So I'd say that there's a number of things that are important to me, and two of them particularly relevant here are one, that I like to help people who, like me, are trying to put out their ideas into the world, and like me, are trying to make a difference. That's really important to me. It's not just important for me to put my ideas out into the world, it's important for me to help other people put their ideas out into the world, which is why I've started The Influence Expert in the first place. And the second thing that's relevant here is that I'm really interested in helping support the efforts and to grow the influence of people who are interested in some of the same sorts of causes that I'm interested in. So, for example, I'm very interested in charity governance and board diversity and getting young people on charity boards. That's why I set up a small organisation called Young Charity Trustees. So if I see that other people are doing good work in the field of board diversity or in the field of charity governance in general, I want to help those people. I want to promote what they do. I want to act as a sounding board if they need me. I want to introduce other people to their work. Because it's an area that I care about in general. It's not that I just care about me being the one to make the difference. I care about a difference being made, and anybody who's trying to make a positive difference is somebody that I want to support. So in practical terms, how can you help other people to grow their influence? Well, there's so many different things that you can do. The first thing I'd say that you can do is simply to give them encouragement. One of the things that I found amazing when I'm, trying to reach out to influential people is that quite often influential people themselves have all sorts of doubts and worries about things. That if you give them a nice compliment and you explain how you really like their work, it might mean a lot more to them than you would have thought, considering their fame, their influence, their money, and their power. You might think, why does your opinion matter? But we're human beings, so hearing the comments of other human beings is extremely important to us, and hearing positive comments from other human beings is amazing for us. I remember, for example, reading an academic book that I thought was an incredible introduction to the subject. It was actually on the Spanish Civil War, and the person who'd written it was an incredible academic. And I got in touch with her just to say basically how much I liked the book and how good an introduction to the subject I thought it was. And the message I got back was really lovely, where she basically said that she appreciated my comment, that other people had told her the same thing, that it was a good introduction, and essentially that was encouraging to her, and she tried really hard to achieve that. So firstly, just by giving people a compliment, you can really, really help them. Secondly, what you can do is to lend them any platforms that you have. So anywhere that you're visible online, you can share their work. Anywhere where you're visible offline, if you're a member of a group that don't know about the work of that person, there's some way you can introduce their work to your group. That's an amazing thing that you can do. And it's an amazing thing because when you advocate a person and you don't do it because you're being paid to do it, you do it from the heart, you do it because it matters to you. But when you're an advocate for another person, your message is that much more powerful. If I put someone in front of my audience who was just trying to sell my audience something, but I didn't believe in what it was that they were doing, and I didn't think my audience really would, but maybe say they'd paid me to do that, then it just wouldn't work and it wouldn't be as powerful because the message wouldn't be heartfelt and genuine, and people can tell when messages aren't heartfelt and when they're not genuine. And the third thing that I think you can do to help other people, or one of the three things I'm going to mention today because there are many more, is simply to give credit where credit's due. So by that I mean that we might have reached a certain point in our career, or we might have reached a certain level of expertise that we're comfortable with. But everything we do is built on other people. Most thoughts that most people have are not original. Most people have had to learn a lot of their ideas from somewhere. Most people rely on formulating their ideas to research that somebody has done. Most people have been taught by somebody. Very few people are entirely self-taught. And so just by putting out something out there in public and saying, this person has helped me do that, or if you'd like to learn about this in the way that I did, you should read this person's book, or you should listen to that person, or you should go along to that person's event and hear that person speak. So there's so many reasons why we should support other people to grow their influence. And there's so many ways that we can do that. And I think we should all try to do that. If we do that, then it will make the world a better place. And if we do that, it will ultimately mean that our influence grows at the same time, but it grows in a beautiful, organic way. It doesn't grow because we're, sort of aggressively promoting something that we don't believe in. It grows because we're able to help other people to put shared values out there into the world. I hope you found that of interest. I'm Alex Swallow, the Influence Expert. Please check out my website at theinfluenceexpert.com. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe to my channel if you find these topics of interest.